What is up, everyone? We are here today for my first NBA video, first talking slash commentary video, whatever you want to call it. We're going to rank the teams in the Eastern Conference. We've got 5 tiers. I'm going to put all 15 teams into a tier and then obviously explain why. So the tiers are top 1 champions, that's the Eastern Conference champions. That's what I think is going to be the one team going in there, just who I think is going to win it this year. Best of the rest is the best teams outside of the champions from the last 14 teams. So there's going to be 3 or 4 going in there. Then we've got making top 10. That includes straight into the playoffs and then the play-in spots as well. Got going to miss out, so that's 10 to 14. Who's just going to miss out in the playoffs? Who's just not going to really do anything this year? And the last tier is the Detroit Pistons. I don't think I need to explain that one. I think it's fairly self-explanatory. So the first team, we're going to go with the Chicago Bulls. Zach LaVine is their main player by far. I just don't think that he's good enough to get them into a top 10 spot. Good player, they're going to beat a couple teams, they're going to be decent to watch, but I don't think they have enough. Zach LaVine isn't that good of a player to carry a team on his own to the playoffs. And the supporting cast around just isn't good enough unless they do something before the trade deadline. But I don't see that happening. I can just see them just going about their business, just not really challenging anyone. Next up is the Washington Wizards, Westbrook and Beal. Beal's been on fire, Westbrook has been dog. So I've got them to make the top 10. I think they'll probably go directly into playoffs. But Westbrook needs to step it up because he probably will as well. Bradley Beal's putting up the numbers, so that's without Westbrook even playing well. So when Westbrook gets into playing well in his new team, they will kick on, and even the bad start, I think they'll push on. They don't really have anything to worry about. I think they're a shoe-in for the playoffs. Indiana Pacers, the exact same shoe-in for the playoffs. Solid. Sabonis, Brogdon, guys like that are just solid, good players will get the job done. They'll get them into the playoffs, but they will not challenge for the guys up there. They're a good little team to watch, they do their jobs, but they're just not really going to do anything when it comes down to it towards the end of the postseason. But they're pretty much, again, a shoe-in into the playoffs, guaranteed, really. It's unanimous. Next up is the Cleveland Cavaliers. Did well in the trade recently with Harden. They got they got Allen and Taurean Prince, and I think they only gave up Exum and someone else. They didn't give up much. So they did really well, but I just don't think they have enough. They've got too many bigs as well. But I've got them to miss out. Decent little team, but just boring, really. Just boring. Atlanta Hawks is next. The complete opposite. Exciting to watch. A really, really good team. Did well in the off-season. And with Trae Young as the main man, they're going to kick on a bit this year. I've got them to make the top 10. Probably through the play-ins. But they're a really good team. I think they will end up going to the playoffs easily enough. Maybe not easily, but they will. I think they will make the playoffs. They're a very good team, but they won't be challenging again. Like I was saying about Indiana, they won't be challenging with the guys up there for to get into finals and winning those games over 7-game series. So, but just a solid team that will make it in. Next up, we've got. I actually kind of feel bad for this. We've got the Detroit Pistons. I don't even know what to say. I don't even need to say anything, do I? It's right there in front of you. Just look at it. So bad. Just so bad. Philadelphia. I've got them as best of the rest. I don't think they challenge with the big ones. So I'm talking Milwaukee and Brooklyn. But they're good. They're a good team with Joel Embiid, Ben Simmons, and Embiid's been putting up good numbers. Simmons is doing his thing, and they've got a good supporting cast around. Doc Rivers, new coach as well. So I think when I'm recording this, they're 8-1. I could be wrong, or 7-1, or 7-1. Sorry, and considering that, and Doc Rivers is only just in, they're going to get better with him. But I think when it comes down to it, for 7-game series against those big teams, I don't think they have enough. So I've got them as best of the rest. They'll make the playoffs comfortably. They'll probably go reasonably far, so semi-finals or finals in the Eastern Conference, but not actually winning anything at the end of it. Next team, Toronto Raptors or Tampa Bay Raptors. I've got them to miss out. Now, some people might think they're going to turn around because they've got Siakam, Van Fleet, Lowry, but I just can't see it. Like, I've supported the Knicks, in case you haven't realised with the jumper. They played us and they beat us because we're terrible, but they just didn't seem as interested. It was like something was missing from them mentally. But like they have a good team, they have good players on paper, but it was just there seemed to be something wrong with them. Siakam wasn't playing in the game against us, but they just seem to lack something this season. Maybe it's the fact that they're not in Toronto anymore. Maybe they're not enjoying it as much. I'd imagine they're away from family. I don't know how they're working it, but it just doesn't seem like they're going to kick on really this year and then get probably around 36 wins that you're going to need. I can't see them doing it this year, and I think that would be the biggest surprise of the season when or if they don't. Next up, we've got the Charlotte Hornets. Now, this is a tricky one, and a few people may disagree with me. I think it'll be 50-50. I've got them to make the top 10 through the play-ins. Now, LaMelo Ball, I personally, when I seen him come into the league, and I think when he gets drafted, he doesn't even react, he just goes like this or something. And I was like, this guy doesn't care. That's what I thought. I hadn't seen much of him before. But he's come in, he's actually looked really good. They have a good little team. Gordon Hayward as well. He looks like he could be that deciding factor, that guy that's going to push them over the edge to make the play-ins. I don't think they'll actually make the playoffs at the end of it, but I think they will make the play-ins. They're actually a really good team to watch. The Knicks played them. I'm recording this on Wednesday night. We played them Monday night, and they were actually really good. Their defense is really good. They played zone defense against us because we can't shoot the three. But they're really good, even on offense, really good. Gordon Hayward, I missed one shot in the first half and had 28 points. If they can keep that going, they're probably going to make play-ins, but I just can't see them doing anything else past that and actually making the playoffs and then challenging anyone then if they were to make it. Next is the New York Knicks. Now, I am so biased when it comes to the New York Knicks. We are 5-7 at the moment. 5-7, I keep saying 5-7. We just lost to Brooklyn. No, sorry, it's Thursday night today. It's Thursday next week, Brooklyn Wednesday night. We just lost to Brooklyn, and we're on a 4-game losing streak. We need that little win to pick us up. We're playing Cleveland tomorrow. I can see us beating them, but I just think with Julius Randle, the way that guy is playing basketball at the moment, I think we're going to do it. He's playing some serious basketball right now, and you've got guys like Quickly who's doing really well at the bench, not getting as much minutes. Kevin Knox when he comes on. RJ being inconsistent. If he gets consistent, we're soared. Mitchell Robinson is sensational. Mitchell Robinson is the most underrated centre in the league. And I sound so stupid because people probably don't watch him because we're never on national TV in America. He is so good and he's only 20. He is going to be unbelievable in the next 3 or 4 years. And the Knicks have a really good team, a really young team, hungry team. So I'm going to see how the Knicks play-ins. I don't think we're going to make the playoffs though. I don't think we will, but we can hope. It's a young team, we're going to get better. New coach, Tibbs has us working, and I think we have a chance of making the playoffs. I think we're going to make the play-ins, but if we keep improving the way we are, and Julius Randle keeps putting up the numbers he is, I think play-ins for sure, and possibly playoffs, but then get knocked out first round by someone like Milwaukee, Philadelphia, Miami, someone like that. Then I've got the Orlando Magic next. I have them to miss out. And some people are going to give out to me for having Charlotte and Knicks to make the top 10 and Toronto and Orlando not to. I don't know what it is. I just can't put them in the top 10. I was doing this list before, and it was between them and Charlotte, because obviously I'm going to put my Knicks in the top 10. Them and Charlotte, and I just sat there and I couldn't put them in. I don't know what it was about them. Really good team, solid, gets the job done, nothing exciting, but nothing terrible. I just can't put them in the top 10. I think they're just going to go through a bad patch towards the end. And I just can't see them doing it. Part of me wants myself to want to put them in there, but I just can't. I cannot put them in there. Next up, Boston Celtics, easy, best of the rest. Probably, I'm going to say they're the third best team. Fourth. I'm actually going to put them fourth. I'm going to put them behind Philadelphia. Really good team with Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. When they are on it, the Boston Celtics are incredible. But it's when they're not on it. And Jason Tatum, in the postseason last year, was taking 2 quarters to get into a game, but then he still put up 25 or something like that. but he can't take that long to get into a game. He is the main man there, him and Jaylen Brown. I think, without fans, maybe that will help them. And I can see them going far, same as Philadelphia, maybe semi-finals, finals, but I don't think they have enough to challenge with the other two, unless Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown take a big leap in the next 5 months or so before the postseason. Next team, Miami Heat, they're going in at the end. Not the end, best rest, but they're fifth. I debate putting them in making top 10. The only reason I debate it was because they aren't really, like, if I had Boston as fourth, I've got Miami as fifth. I think there's a reasonably big gap between Boston and Miami, because they just lack that real superstar. I know they have Jimmy Butler. I love Jimmy Butler, but Jimmy Butler isn't the guy that's going to go make his own shot. Would he? Like, I sound so stupid. I love Jimmy Butler. I do. I really love Jimmy Butler, but they don't have like a Giannis or KD, and obviously, no, not many teams have someone like that. But to put them in with the rest of them, they don't have that type of player. I love Jimmy Butler. I love the way he plays the game. I love Tyler. Duncan Robinson is my man. I absolutely love Duncan Robinson. If Duncan Robinson ever came to the Knicks, I'd cry. But I've just got them as fifth. I debate put them making top 10, but I've got them in fifth. I don't think they'll go as far as they did last year, obviously, but they're going to cause a few teams trouble in the playoffs, that's for sure. Then we have the last two. We are down to Brooklyn and Milwaukee. So I think most people will have these two as their top two teams in the league, unless you have the Knicks there. This is a day after the Harden trade, and a piece of me is telling me they won't do it, because I don't think Harden, Kyrie, and KD in the same team works. I think KD and Harden works, and KD and Kyrie works, but not as well as KD and Harden. But the three of them together, the way Kyrie's going on at the moment, like, is he really going to stick with Brooklyn? Because people are saying, oh, that three on the same court together is going to be incredible. Do we know if Kyrie's going to be on the court? Is Kyrie going to turn up? I don't know. Does anyone know? Like, he could just not show up one day. So, and even if he does show up, is he mentally there? Does he want to be there? Is he going to actually play properly? But despite that, I have got them to win it. Because if Kyrie does show up and Kyrie wants to play, this team on offense is unstoppable. Defense isn't nearly as good, but they will outscore teams. I think if them three can get working together, unstoppable. I think they win it. They win the whole thing, not just the Eastern Conference, NBA Finals as well. They beat the Lakers. It's just if they can work. So I've got them to win it, and I feel like it's going to come to the end of the season, and I'm going to look back at this video and say I knew I shouldn't have put them there, but I just can't not put them there. I have to put now at Harden, KD, and Kyrie, and then Joe Harris as well, and DeAndre Jordan. Like, at that starting five is the best in the league. As a starting five on its own, forget about the rest of the players coming on. That starting five is the best in the league. So I've got them to win the Eastern Conference, and then obviously Milwaukee as the second team in best of the rest. Now, obviously this isn't done in order. This is done, like I'm saying, like the Knicks, Hornets. Like, it's not done in order of each tier. I will do them in order now. It's pretty much how it is. I'd move Cleveland down to the end of going to miss out, and I'd put Chicago second. So I'd go Toronto is the best out of them four teams, then Chicago, then Magic, then Cavaliers. Cavaliers are just awful. Making top 10, I think that maybe you could swap the Hornets and the Knicks, but I think the three in front they're okay. Leave as that. Maybe Atlanta push on a bit ahead of Indiana, sorry, but they're all close enough, like reasonably similar teams. And then in best of the rest, it goes Milwaukee, Philly, Boston, Miami, but Miami's a good bit off. But yeah, I've got Brooklyn to win it, and my Knicks to make the play-ins. I believe in us. I do believe in us. I believe in Julius Randle. I believe in Tibbs. And I believe if Toppin can come back, we could make it. But yeah, that's my list for the Eastern Conference. Like and subscribe if you do like the video. The support is very appreciated. Still small, still trying to grow. I'll be doing more ranking videos. I'll probably do the Western Conference next, and then I'll mix up. I'll do players, like different positions, and do little tiers like that. And yeah, thanks for watching if you stayed until the end of this video. Please just drop a like, subscribe, comment, anything you need. And yeah, thank you.